the idea that there's something wrong with the body is not an idea that you have, it's an idea that is sold to you. Today, if you go #fitness on Instagram, that's what you see. This #fitness makes you think that if my body is not like that, then it's not fit. And then all the message that comes behind the, mainstream fitness social media says, if your body is not fit, it's because you're not doing work enough. Lazy. You should be ashamed of yourself. Just work harder. Isn't it? And then you start thinking there's something wrong with your body because it never gets there. I want to ask you, come closer. Fill in the blank for me, and you can just shout out some things. I will be a little bit more confident about my body if lose weight. I was taller. Muscles. Move more. Flex more. Have a six-pack. Less wrinkles. Lose fear. Find what? If I was 10. So here's an interesting thing, right? There is the feeling of confidence that we have about our bodies and about our health. And I realized that there are two types of people that are insecure about their bodies. The ones who are obsessed about it, and the ones who use it only to carry the head around. Isn't that so? Whether you're obsessed every day, you're checking in the mirror and measuring things and working out 3 times a day, that person, very insecure about their bodies, even though they may be magazine cover. The other person, when you ask, what do you use your body for? They have trouble. So what is your body for? I say, If I think about it, my body is the thing that takes my head to meetings. Right? If I am very disconnected from the body, there is something juicy there to be processed. I'm also insecure. People who are confident about their bodies are not the ones that are in the state of the magazine cover or, all the Instagram hashtag or whatnot, are the people who are engaged in getting the lessons from the body. I worked with 2 Olympic athletes before. One of them, beautiful woman. She not only got a medal in Olympic Games, she got a medal of the most beautiful Olympic athlete. And then she was in a time in her life that she was doing hardcore time, and she would compensate at night with food. And this is a woman that can have 2 boxes of chocolate, 4 family-sized pizzas, and on the next day she's still magazine cover. But is she feeling great about her body? It's not because she's 6-pack or because she's thin or because she's tall. It's the attitude. There's a lesson in the body that I'm avoiding here. That is what makes insecurity happens. I have another friend of mine who's a client called Adriana. I'll show you the picture of her in the end. Since November to this day, I think she lost about 30 kilos. And 2 weeks ago, she went to the supermarket and she got 5 sacks of rice, hugged them, and took a picture to represent all the weight that she lost. There's a lot more for her to go to her ideal body weight. But she's feeling over the top. She's feeling in harmony with the universe. Not because she arrived in her real estate, 6-pack, but because she's learning with the lessons that the body has to give. So here's a question. Why do we have a body? To experience, to dance, to connect, what else? Why is it that we have a body? To have sex? That's a good one. Experience life. To experience? Your speech. My speech. Well, that's beautiful. Thank you, bro. To give birth. Hey, we have a body so we can have a human experience. Isn't it so? If we don't have a human body, we don't have a human experience. We are maybe a soul somewhere else, depending on what you believe. But today, is it okay if I share with you the things that I believe too? So this is a part of what I believe. If we don't have a body, we don't have a lot of the juiciness of all these emotions that Nita was talking about here just before. Part of the human experience. I have a body so that I can have a human experience. If that is so, let's play with that assumption for a minute. If the function of my body is to give me a human experience, what makes a good body then? Healthy one, energized, vibrant. So let me ask you this. If I have a body to have a human experience, does that mean that an unhealthy body is a bad body? No. Why? Because it's giving me some type of experience. So what makes a good body? Is it a healthy body? Connection? Mobility. If I have no mobility, is that a bad body? Why is that? It's giving me an experience. So hey, if you try to go into the philosophical aspect of those things, I have a body to have a human experience. So a good body is a body that gives me a good human experience. Does it make sense? If it is a boring human experience, the body's like, it didn't do its job. I need action. I need a little bit of drama. It's a movie. When you watch a movie, you don't see the movie of the character that was born with everything solved and then he lived his entire life, nothing changed, and then he died. You want to see the person crying. Huh? You want to see him struggling, say how beautiful. Then it's your movie and it's like, I don't like that. But it's exactly what makes a blockbuster. It's the hero's journey. So if that is so, what is the purpose of the human experience? Beyond, expand, grow, feel connection. Here is the human experience. We have our struggle so we can grow. There's the whole caterpillar. And sometimes I think, side topic here. Have you ever thought about the experience of the caterpillar? How dreadful it can be? Sometimes I wonder, do they know that they are going to become a butterfly? Or do they just embrace death and are surprised becoming a butterfly after that? Right? You don't know, oh shit, things are going dark and I'm dying. That's all. Oh! I didn't know that, right? I think that's the experience of the caterpillar. And we go through our depths and our darkness as well. Sometimes you say, I didn't know that is where the juice is. So here's if I have a body to have a human experience. A good body is a body that gives me a good human experience. And the purpose of human experience is this growth. So now I'm starting to connect my dots, huh? The fact that I'm not as tall as I wanted to be, maybe that's the juice. The fact that I don't have the six-pack and every time that I eat a green pea, I get bloated, maybe that's the juice. That's the blockbuster, huh? So then the question that I have to you is this. Why do you have your body? Because you chose? And so why did you choose this one? Caught you. Exactly. So that's the question for us to think about a little bit today. My body is unique. It gives me unique challenges. It gives me a unique hero's journey. I'll share a little bit of my belief with you. What I believe is this. Before you're born, You're sitting in a classroom. You're sitting in a kind of Supercoach event in the heavens. And then there's somebody like Nita saying, you're going to experience your emotions, going to learn a lot of things. Choose the right experience. Choose the people that will give the lessons that you want to learn. Everybody here, perfect beings. All ethereal, spiritual beings, no problems in your life. Now, we're going to start the movie. Here is the emotions are going to come. What is the lesson that you want to learn? Oh, I want to self-esteem. You chose a good one. I'll give you a body that will insist on that lesson until you learn it. Right? I want energy. I want confidence. Very nice. I will give you the right set of people, the right set of circumstances. Maybe we will be born in this country, and here's your body. Your body is like Gandalf, Lord of the Rings. Right? Dumbledore for Harry Potter is the guide of the hero's journey. Have you noticed that you struggle with your health and your body in the very same thing for the entirety of the past years? It's not one different issue at a time. It seems to be all the same issue. And that issue starts to appear in other areas of our life. My issue is that I do excess eating, excess exercising, excess this, excess that. And it turns out it also happens with my financial life, with my relationships. Maybe when I was in the Heavens Supercoach, I chose that lesson. And the body is being a very loyal guide. So, you chose this challenge, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to repeat it until you choose to face it. Does that make sense? So maybe the whole idea of health and fitness, we need to reframe that a little bit. We're not here really to get a six-pack or be a hashtag on Instagram. This can be very nice side effects. Don't take me wrong. I think that beauty is great. There's nothing wrong in pursuing aesthetics. If you look at nature, nature is the most beautiful, luxurious thing you've ever seen in your life. Isn't that so? If there's one thing that is beautiful beyond what man can do, is nature. So beauty is something noble for us to achieve. But beauty for nature is a byproduct of health and functionality. Nature is beautiful because it's healthy and it's functional before that. The beauty of the colors of the butterfly is because it's functional for its life. And as it nurtures health and as it nurtures functionality, as it expands what it can be, it becomes incredible to the senses. Maybe the body has the same thing. Maybe you could use health and fitness in a different way. So then the question is, what is wrong with your body? What do you think is wrong with your body? But hey, I'm more confident if I'm taller, I'm more confident if I'm thinner, I'm more confident if I'm more mobile, or if I have a six-pack. So what's wrong with my body? Nothing wrong with my body. Is a reflection of my mind. That's a question that I get often. That is, Ronan, how do I get the athlete's body? How do I get a healthy body? You get a healthy body by living a healthy life. Principle. You get a fit body by living a fit life. You know, the athlete that has a specific body, he doesn't train to get a body that performs well and looks incredible. He just loves exercising. He can't wait, he can't help, he moves all the time. And because he loves that kind of life, the body manifests physically in a specific way. So the way that my mind works tells me what is the type of daily routines I'm going to have, tells me what type of behaviors I'm going to have. And the body is that delayed reflection of it. The body is a physical manifestation of our way of living. We live life in a way, keep that going for a couple of months, and then the body is the last layer to materialize that. So, that's what's happening in our lives. Here's the body state. So at the end of the day, even if we have challenges with the body, if you think about it deeply, there is nothing wrong. Maybe just entertain the idea for a second that we chose it. If you entertain the idea that you chose this body with the characteristics and the challenges that it has, and you start asking yourself, why did I choose this one? You start realizing that you're blessed. Even in the absence of six-packs. Right? Because the idea that there's something wrong with the body is not an idea that you have, it's an idea that is sold to you. Today, if you go #fitness on Instagram, that's what you see. And if we have this conversation before, we've seen this picture, something that I like to bring about when we have this type of conversation. This is a message that is sold to show you this #fitness makes you think that if my body is not like that, then it's not fit. And then all the message that comes behind the mainstream fitness social media says, if your body is not fit, it's because you're not doing work enough. Lazy. You should be ashamed of yourself. Just work harder. Isn't it? And then you start thinking there's something wrong with your body because it never gets there. And because this is not even a state that is sustainable for the body. Now you have that specific shape for the man, muscularity and leanness, and there is a specific shape for the woman. And if you haven't realized, she's holding a fruit. Most people can't see that. Huh? And this is the thing. When you buy into the idea, you start thinking that there's something wrong with your body. And then you struggle because you try to achieve those goals. And it's very hard. It's very hard for you to dedicate years of your life just to get a six-pack. Because you start, after 6 months struggling, you start realizing that it's not an inspiring goal enough. Right? There's so much other things going on in your life. You want to travel, you want to build wealth to take care of your family, you want to build a family, and you want to get a six-pack. That is the goal that doesn't survive because it takes long. It takes a full-time job. And you realize that it doesn't get there because you didn't choose that goal for yourself. It's not speaking the language of the body. The language of your body, there's a couple of challenges that you and your body chose. The same way that you chose your body chose you back. So here is our movie. Here's our hero's journey. That thing can come as a byproduct. So what if we used our understanding of health, our understanding of fitness with us, with our clients? Who's a Holobody coach here? Woo-hoo! Not to transform and to manipulate the body in what we think it should be, but to transform the body into what the body wants to become. How would that be? If I say, what are the challenges that my body gives me? What if I engaged with them? What if I learned as if the body was the guardian of the spiritual lessons that I chose to come with in this life? And I expand the potentiality, the unique potentiality of my body. What does that look like? And that looks like something like this. This is a book called Athlete by Howard Schatz. What this guy did is he took pictures of Olympic athletes. These, ladies and gentlemen, are the top one on the planet in their modalities. See the variety. These are people who expanded the unique strengths and potential that fully expressed their bodies. They're the top one amongst all human beings in what they do. Do you think they're feeling insecure because they don't look like the Instagram hashtags? Right? They went into their unique strength and expanded that. And then they created beauty. Not because they tried to put the body into a box that it was not made to fit, but because they nurture health and functionality in their own unique languages. And that's what you get. And so, the next question is, what do you train your body for? Everybody who's engaged with their journey of health and fitness are training their bodies. And what are you training your body for? Energy, longevity. Do what I want. You know, 2 quick stories here. Once we were in a retreat in Bali. I did it twice. After some point, you climb a volcano. That is not easy to climb. It takes some level of fitness, the whole mountain thing. And you go there early in the morning while it's still dark, so you get to the top of the volcano and you watch the sunrise with your best friends, and that's a golden memory for the rest of your life. There was a couple, the fitness couple. They didn't want to go. They said, Ronan, you know what? I'm not going to go, man. And I asked him, so why? What's wrong? I'm sure you have the energy. I'm sure you have the fitness that is required. He said, it's because I'm going to get too tired and I'm going to screw my training. Why are you training, bro? What are you training for if it's not to have a body that can give you a golden memory? Hike a volcano that not anybody can do with your best friends and watch a sunrise and remember this for the rest of your life. Sometimes we train the body to get good at taking pictures. Right? We buy that message. We say, the social media is still there. I worked with a Netflix actress from a famous series. And she was in a state of ill health because there was a lot of stress in her life. In bed for, every now and then, low energy, getting sick. And then we worked together and immunity came back, energy came back. She lost a lot of weight. She had her workout routines and she was nurturing the energy of her body. For a couple of months, she was winning. And then her daughter got sick, very seriously sick, to the point that she needed to move to the hospital with her daughter and stay there for at least 4 weeks in the hospital, nonstop, to care for the life of her daughter. And then she came back, daughter was good, came back home, and we had a call. And she told me, Ronan, I'm sad and I'm disappointed because I lost all the results that I got. I didn't sleep well, I just ate whatever, I was stressed, I didn't work out, I regained weight, I'm so disappointed. And then I was asking her, so what were you training your body for? If it was not to be able to show up for the person who you love the most in your life and be able to help save her life? What if when she needed help, you were also sick and needing help as you were before? These 4 weeks were exactly your Olympic Games. That's exactly why you're doing your diet, why you're doing your training, why you're doing your sleep routines, so you can show up at life for the moments that really matter. But sometimes we still have that thought that what we want is a body that is good to look in pictures. So we need to put that thing into perspective. And we put this thing into perspective with something called functionality appreciation. Functionality appreciation is a scientific framework that helps us appreciate the body more. When I talk about appreciating the body, sometimes I see that we don't understand it. Because we think that appreciating the body means waking up in the morning, looking at the mirror and saying, I like my nose. Right? The belly, not so much, but the ear is nice. Right? That's sweet. But that's not so much a functionality appreciation. Functionality appreciation is when you take a moment to appreciate all the things that your body can do for you. Because you have this one. For example, your body has physical capabilities. It can walk, it can stand, it can jump, it can do sports, it can stretch, it can balance, it can lift things. All the actions that you take on a daily basis, powered by your body. Your body has the ability of exercising and expressing health. It can grow. One day, each one of our bodies was the size of a peanut inside of our mother's womb. Look at what it is now. Look at how much it grows. Who has broken a bone before? Your body has autopilot resources to heal it. You don't need to put the bone back yourself. Right? Who has had a scratch in your skin? The body does the job on its own. Who got sick, got COVID or something? The body healed. And you didn't even need to run this process on your own, right? And then there is senses. Imagine your favorite song or the smell of Palo Santo. Huh? Your favorite, most amazing flavor or the hug with the person that you love the most. All of these sensations powered by your physical body. Awareness and emotions is the thing that allows you to feel things. When you feel happy, you feel it in your body. When you feel energized, you feel it in your body. The body is the thing that allows you to feel angry so you can stand up for your own boundaries and for the boundaries of people who you love. The body is the one that allows you to feel sadness so you can reassess things that are happening in your life. Communication. Talking, laughing, kissing, sex, cuddling, hugging, sometimes in this exact order. Huh? Hugging comes at the end. I'm Brazilian. Sometimes the sex comes before the talking. Creative endeavors, drawing, speaking, singing, painting, all those things you can do in your life because of your physical body. You know, your body can heal, can grow, can take you places. It holds your sweetest memories. Maybe your body has given you kids. But sometimes all we can think about is how disappointed that we are that we gained weight. Isn't that so? So here's when I get into those mind spaces, that I'm still looking at my body from the fitness media point, I need to kind of reground myself into something and say, why did I choose this body? Why am I grateful? And what can I do to show up for my body better? And I do a little prayer that I found somewhere, and I wrote a little piece, and I would want to know if we can do this together. Okay, so we'll do a little Ho'oponopono body prayer. I'll invite you to close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Take a deep breath. Do all that stuff, right? All those things. Just bring yourself to the present moment. You know how to do it. See your body. Get into a physical sensation. Maybe the breath or the chair or the clothing. And let's do this together with me. My dear body, I want to thank you. Thank you for a life that pulsates within me. And thank you for your intelligence. Thank you for your perfect functioning. Thank you for taking such a good care of our health and our vital functions, without me needing to worry or to think about it. My dear body, I'm sorry for all the times that I believed that you're not quite good enough. For all the times that I judged you and reflected my own patterns onto you, forgetting about the beauty of your uniqueness. I'm sorry for failing to appreciate what's best in you, for not acknowledging your health vibrating in all of our cells, and the perfect functioning of the organs that you have. My dear body, I'm sorry for all the times that I didn't accept you, and for all the times that I wished you were a different one. Forgive me for not forgetting that I chose you exactly the way that you are. And that you chose me so that we could evolve together. My dear body, I'm sorry for not caring for you many times as you deserve. And for not listening to you or even mistreating you. I'm sorry for feeding you more than what you needed. I'm sorry by my repetitive behaviors and self-destructive behaviors that show up sometimes. Forgive me for any intention of self-destruction masked in my actions. And for when I projected any existential and emotional faults into excess with you. And forgive me for my impulsivity and lack of balance sometimes. For all the times that I uncontrollably pushed beyond what you needed. Forgive me for all the times that I overloaded your organs with emotional outbursts. I'm sorry for the emotions that I got attached to and that got rooted within you and that caused some pain or damage in the past. I thank you deeply to all organs working relentlessly since the day that I was born. I thank our kidney that filters everything, our digestive system that allows us to assimilate what nourishes and discard which is not necessary. For the heart that pumps blood, ensuring perfect functioning of all the organs. And I thank our respiratory system, which allows life and the expansion of the connection with that cosmic force that resides within us. Thank you for all the 15 trillion cells, each with consciousness and individuality, that live inside you and work relentlessly for us. With this prayer, I want to give back a little of all that you do for me. I honor you, I feel you, I thank you. Thank you for supporting me in every single way. I commit to this moment to eat consciously and to purify myself frequently. Feeling and getting nutrition in all its forms, body, mind, and spirit. I promise to listen to your signals. I pledge to honor your wisdom, to treat you with respect and joy. And I promise not to hurt you anymore. And I thank you deeply for being my temple, the home to my soul. I commit to care for you, respect you, and nourish you. Thank you for always taking care of me. I promise to take care of you. Now remain in the same state. If you are with your eyes closed, I want you to imagine that you're entering a little time machine. And you're about to meet with a future version of yourself. Just imagine what a time machine looks like for you. It's like a flying saucer, it's a chamber, and there's a door there. But it's a beautiful door. Because you know that behind this door, there is a version of you that is the most evolved. That version that has solved all your problems. That is confident, is healthy, is energized, family is good, career is fulfilling, finances are well, health is perfect. The person who has expressed everything that needs to be expressed, that overcame all the challenges, that engaged with all the lessons. You're about to meet that version of you. So it's a sacred looking door. Just imagine, what does it look like? Is it a single door? Is it a double door? Does it have any patterns on it? It's closed. And you kind of reach out for the handle. Just pay attention to what side is the handle and with what hand you grab it. And then you open slowly, because you're savoring the moment. Your heart is excited that there's out on the other side is that most evolved, expressed version of you. So you open only 1 centimeter, and there's this light that comes from this little space between the door and the frame. And then you open more, and the light is so bright that obfuscates you for a little. And when your sight comes back, what you see standing in front of you is that future version, the most evolved, most expressed, the highest. Let's take a moment to see what that version of you looks like. What does his energy or her energy feel like to you? What can you grasp and feel from the presence of that version? And then slowly you both open your arms and give a very nice hug, like heart to heart. And as that connection happens, you start downloading a few insights of what is next for you to bring that version from the future to the present, for you both to merge. What is the challenge to face? What is the lesson that needs to be learned? What is the pattern that needs to stay in the past? What is the new habit that needs to come alive now? So you can become that future version in the present. And then there's this beautiful moment of merge, and the bodies merge together, and the insights and the feeling of being the highest version comes to your body. And that is one thing that as you stepped back and closed the door, there's one thing that remains in your mind. That for that version to be born, what is something in this moment in you that needs to die? Or is a part of you that is from the past but that is still here? A behavior, a belief, a habit that is out of its time. It's here but it's outdated. That part needs to be let go so the new part can be born. And then you leave the time machine and then Supercoach. When you're back into the room, you can slowly open your eyes. Before we close, and I'll get maybe 2 or 3 people to share, what I want you to think is this. There's a lot of beautiful insights that we can get in a conversation like that. But insight is learning. And what you want is not only learning, you want mastering. Mastering is implementing those learning lessons. And that learning lesson is implemented with a commitment. I hear a lot people saying, I want to lose weight, I want to become healthier, I want to get more vitality. I hear very few people saying, I'm committed to. Because commitment doesn't come out with a statement, because it comes out with a decision and with an action. And when you think about all this beautiful thing of my highest version and the lessons that I need to be in the past, now is the time that you make a commitment. And to me, the easiest way to make that commitment is to define your nevers and your always. Nevers and always are action points, as clear and as tangible as it gets. Some of them will be applied to your body. What is from the moment of insight that you may be right now? What is a new never that will take you from where you are to engaging with the lessons that your body is bringing you, to that highest version of yourself? That never is not, I will never ignore you anymore. That is beautiful, but it's not an action. Maybe you have other nevers, and I will tell you some of them. You have a never that says, I'll never pee on my bed again, right? It is not a never that restricts your life, and sometimes you want it. But then you have that agreement, I'll never do that again, and then if you feel like at night, you go to the bathroom, you do your thing there. It's a never that makes your life better. I'll never cross the traffic light when it's red. I'll never drink and drive. I'll never have unprotected sex with strangers. Maybe. Right? So now there's a never between you and your body now. It may be a never about eating. It may be a never about exercise. It may be a never about sleeping or lack of it. But there is one never that your body wants for you to take now, because the lesson that you need to learn. Think about that for a moment. And there is an always too. What is one thing for you to be that most expressed version of yourself? What is a always agreement that you need to have with your body now? Once you do all the prayers, say, body, forgive me for all these things. Now I'm promised to take care of you. What is the action that you can commit at this moment? And that's my question to you. Anybody that feels like there is something coming up, one here and one here, please.
I will always respect myself.
Please stand up.
I will always respect myself.
I'll always respect myself. Tell me a action, that you and me can see. I can put on a checklist. Done. What is one way of doing that?
I will stop to be obsessed by eating and eating disorder.
That's great. That is one level more specific than that you can go.
I will stop to eating too much. I will stop to try to find the way to lose weight without stopping eating.
I will stop to put myself hungry.
Yeah.
To try to lose weight. That's one. That you and me can have a very clear checkpoint to see if that is happening. That's a beautiful one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Over here. Coming.
I saw myself in a few months' time holding my 2-year-old and this baby. And I was in this incredible state of feminine power. And I've spent my entire life fighting that feminine power, because I grew up with the narrative, don't be such a girl. Don't be such a little crybaby, don't be a girl. Like you run like a girl, you throw like a girl. What the fuck is wrong with being a girl? You know? And I've always been in this masculine energy. That for me was what was good. Push harder, get results, go, go, go. And I've seen all that feminine energy as something that's weak. So seeing this future self who was just in this calm, nurturing, powerful energy was really cool. So I am committing to myself that I'm not going to be ashamed of being a woman. I'm not going to be ashamed of being a girl. I'm going to own that.
Thank you. I think God, when he or she made the body of the woman, he was very inspired. Got all the gods together and said, watch me. Right? It is the body of the man, beautiful work of nature. It's like those piece of art, black and white, minimalistic, beautiful. The body of the woman, you know those full of colors that they make dot by dot with the left hand. It is the body that can give life to other human beings. It's the body that speaks the language of nature. Very beautiful, miraculous thing that only the feminine energy can have. There's a lot of power in that. Thank you for sharing it. To close today, think of your never and always as very specific things. Here's an example. This is Andrea. Andrea is one of our clients that I work with. And she was stuck in the same state for many years until she went to something very, very clear for her. She said, I will stop drinking beer in the weekends. That was my never, because it's not helping me. It's something from the past. The new Andrea doesn't have that. It was hard for her to go through, but it was the lesson that she had with her body. And then that never took her to another one, or took her to another always, and the life started to become more functional. And here she is. Roger, also 20 kilos from until April, and he said, from now onwards, I will walk 10 minutes every day. Just that. It's the always, but it's a very clear. It's not I will respect my body, beautiful, but I'll do this walking 10 minutes a day, no matter what. No matter if it's falling meteors from the sky, if there's a zombie apocalypse, I will do it. Like that. And this is Adriana. Adriana is the one that was holding the sacks of rice. And the story with Adriana is this. Something that calls my attention to ask the other ones what happened. For her, the decision of engaging with what her body needed her to do was when her mother passed away of a heart attack. And then I asked Roger, how did you make that choice? And he said that the choice that I made is when I was diagnosed with high blood pressure and was afraid of dying. And then Andrea, how did you choose that? How do you make that decision now? And she said, I got diagnosed with diabetes and I was driving to the doctor and I lost my sight while I was driving. And that I got a wake-up call. Sometimes I think, how many of us are waiting for a disaster before we can take action? The body is there giving you the call to action of the journey that you chose. And the quicker we are to honor our nevers and our always, the smoother the path gets. So you know that your goal here is not to get a six-pack, is not to get thinner, even though those things can happen and they'll be beautiful when they do. But they are full expression of your health, your functionality. What is my next step to get there? It's not a scientific approach. It's not a new piece of information. We know what to do. We just need to tap into our collective wisdom and make a choice today. That's why we are here, and that's why we continue to do what we do. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an honor and a pleasure. Thank you so much.